Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, we back, man. Y'all already know what it is. Another edition of what we like to call over here Heart of the City, man. We talk about all New York City area sports and all sports in general, man. Not just New York City, but NYC is definitely the focus over here. Um, but I'm NYG22, aka Unpopular Opinion Sports, here with my co-host, Mr. Coach Ed Gladney. How you doing tonight, Coach, man? What's good with you?
I'm hanging in there today, man. Just taking it day by day. How about you?
I'm good, maintaining, man. You know what I'm saying? A little tired myself, a little sluggish. You know what I'm saying, man? We doing a lot of
Mhm.
work, man. Putting in a lot of work over here. You know what I'm saying? But the
Definitely are.
show must go on, and we are back to talk some sports, man. With y'all sports fans, with us sports fans, man. So that being said, man, got a lot to get into tonight, man. You know what I mean? The Jets. Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about the Jets tonight, man. The Jets signing Dalvin Cook to a 1 year deal. So we got that to get into. We also gonna get into some rumors, man, going on in Philly, man, that Joel Embiid might be out. Could he possibly be going to the Knicks? And of course, that's gonna reshape the landscape of the NBA and particularly the Eastern Conference, man. So that affects the Knicks and the Nets, man. And definitely want to get into that, man.
Excuse me.
Definitely want to talk about why is New York baseball so bad? It just sucks right now. I mean, what is going on, man? You know what I mean? Coach, always, Coach's corner. We're gonna hit you with the college news, with the WNBA news, like we always do, like Coach always does, man. But you know, we're gonna set it off, man. We're gonna try chop it up, man. Shout out to the chat. Tom A. Much love to the panel on all Giants. Maximum Joes will hoist up the trophy screaming, are y'all not entertained? All right, man. We definitely want to see that, man. Definitely want to see DJ hoist up that trophy, man, at the end of the season, man, as well as all the Giants, for real, for real. New York Giants been getting dragged in the media here a little bit, man. We'll get into that a little bit later, man. But I actually want to start the show a little different. And get into a little bit of the Jets, man. The Jets are making a lot of moves, a lot of noise out there, man. They they put it on the Panthers in the preseason game, man. Kind of flexing their muscles about with their defense, so to speak, man. Getting after Bryce Young, man. We know the Jets got a pretty good defense, man, but now they've added to their offense as well, signing Dalvin Cook, man. So Jets signed Dalvin Cook, man. 1 year deal, believe it was about what you said, Coach, 8.5 million,
Mm-hmm.
eight and
Yes,
a
I think it
half
was
million,
8.5 mil. Yeah.
8.5 million. So those mad about Saquon getting um his 11 and a half. I mean, Dalvin Cook, arguably um, one of the better, not if not the best running back in the league. Signing for way less than that. So, but not never mind that 4 minute, man. I'm a poke back, man, poke the bear, so to speak, man. Because people be chirping. Dalvin Cook, man. Now, does this make the Jets? First of all, let's talk about this. Let's talk about what Dalvin Cook adds to the Jets, man, and what how does he make the Jets better? How does he make this offense better? How does he make Aaron Rodgers better? And I want to turn to you, Coach, man, to answer this question, man. Y'all pull
Mm-hmm.
up a chair, man. Come on in, chop it up, man. Heart of the city, man. Let's get it.
Um, with Dalvin Cook, he is definitely a good back. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
He's good at run with in the run game. You know how he attacks the the lanes when they open up, what he brings. I'm not going to say he's an easy player to bring down. He's definitely one that you have to respect in terms of trying to tackle. He'll run in between the tackles. He can get to the
Mm.
outside. He does have speed. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. So, for the most part, he is definitely one of the top backs in the NFL when he's on his game. So, it's nothing that you should sleep on in terms of his talents and what he brings to the Jets is the respect in the run game even more. You respected Brees Hall, but you always still said he's still a rookie. He still has excuse me, he still has things to prove. Well, Dalvin.
What's good, Lou? What's good, bro? I'm gonna throw the link in the Twitter chat for you. If you wanna join the show. But
So
go ahead, coach.
yeah, so his ability to help an offense from the running back perspective is definitely one that you need to respect. So and he can also help in terms of teams are gonna in the passing game. Teams are gonna have to respect him. So you do have to keep an eye on him, especially with play action. So Rodgers is going to have a good back to utilize in play action. He's also one that he can help the younger backs on the Jets. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so they can learn how more to expand their game, but also how to be professionals in the NFL. So, but he has the ability to help expand their game. I think he was one of the key reasons why Minnesota was good up there, and it helped Jefferson. But we'll see
Mm-hmm.
what happens going forward from there. So
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens, man, because definitely Dalvin Cook was a big part of that Minnesota offense, man. But interestingly enough, the Jets activated Brees Hall, I believe. So he's going to be coming back too, as well as having Dalvin Cook in that backfield. That 1-2 punch, man, that's going to be something else, man, for Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Unfortunately for the Jets, Max Mitchell, I believe it's their starting left tackle, is injured right now. So now they got Mekhi Becton out there, and
mhm.
here we go. What you think about that, coach, man? It's all well and good right now for the Jets, man, but there is questions on their offensive line, and there is questions about whether they can protect Aaron Rodgers, an older quarterback. And we know these don't know quarterback like to get hit, but especially one, you know, uh, nearing the end of their career, pretty much, as Aaron Rodgers is, man. So what's the level of concern you got for this Jets offensive line? We seen the Panthers were able to get some pressure on them, man, in the joint practices. So what's your thoughts on that, coach? Just real quick.
Okay, the Jets offensive line, their starting offensive line has the ability to be a okay offensive line. I'm not going to say they're going to be
Mm-hmm.
elite. I did a breakdown on Max Mitchell for Luca and John. They had requested, and I saw a lot of things in his game that um, it can be very concerning. But he does have some skills. Let me say this about Mekhi Becton first and foremost. If the man really is in good shape, in tip-top shape, the man can be an elite offensive tackle. He has the tools to
That's
get
true.
there.
We seen that as rookie
But
season.
yes, so that's what some Jets fans are hanging their hat on in reference to him. But he isn't always in the best of shape. He's injured. Some of that is because of his weight. Some of it is other
Mm-hmm.
factors. I do wonder about his mental stability. Can he really handle the ups and the downs, and does he allow his emotions and his mindset to take him to a place that takes him out of being a professional football player? But if he is on point, you know he can develop into one of the top tackles in the NFL easily.
Mm,
I do admit that, but the reality right now is he's not, and that is a concern. He's coming off of injuries. How they said that he dropped a lot of weight. Well, why isn't he in the starting lineup in the first place? Because
right.
he is better than Max Mitchell, as a right
Hmm.
tackle. I don't know who they have at the other tackle spot. So, but it is you can be concerned, for Aaron Rodgers because if they're not able to protect him, it's going to be a long season. Aaron Rodgers is
Yep.
he's not the most mobile quarterback as like he was when he was younger. Does he
Hmm.
know how to manipulate the pocket? Yes, he does. If you give him the alley and the lanes, but you don't want him consistently every game running and moving like that. So you
Hmm.
definitely have to have the line in place to give him the protection that they need. So it's going to be interesting. I don't think Tipman is 100% ready to, you know, from me, from what I've seen so far, I don't think he's all the way there. He's developing. He has some good skill sets. Now
Hmm.
by the time the season starts, can he take over? Yes, but that's something that for me I have to see. From the center position because that's right up in Rogers' face. That's the bottom
Yeah.
line. He can't really see. You can probably if the tackles are securing the edge, then he's going to roll out away from the interior pressure. But that's going to be something that you want to see from there. So, that's my take on the Jets offensive line.
Yeah, man. What's good, Raphael? What's good, man? El Capitan, what's up, man?
What's
Says
up,
what up,
Raf?
fellas, man? What's good, man? What's popping, man? We getting into it, man. Just going to discuss a little bit about the Jets, man. You know what I'm saying? The Jets making big news. This is Heart of the City. If you don't know, now you know. So we talk about all the New York area teams, man, and the Jets are part of that. Now high expectations for the Jets, man. Jets adding Dalvin Cook, man. Now there's a lot of chatter, pretty much about the Jets' expectations. So are the Jets Super Bowl favorites right now in the AFC? Considering you have Kansas City, Buffalo, Cincinnati, Baltimore, some would say Miami. You know, maybe you want to throw the Chargers in there. I don't know. But a lot of competition. A lot of competition, man, even in the Jets' own division, man, with New England as well. So, coach, this Dalvin Cook move make the Jets Super Bowl favorites in the AFC?
Can you put them in the Can you put them in the conversation? You can make an argument for it, but just like we talked about the offensive line, that can also be a reason why they're not in the conversation. So, but I will say they can be in the conversation. They're going to start in the conversation early in the season until they prove themselves. They have a brutal start to the season
Mm,
with the teams that they play. So they definitely, if they get out of the start of the season, I would say probably 4-2. I believe it was their. Let me double check. Hold on. I'll tell you. Yes, the start of their season off of their schedule. Hold on 1 second. New York Jets teams. Jets. Jets. Their schedule to start the season is the Buffalo Bills. They host the Bills at Dallas, host New England,
mm,
host Kansas City, at Denver, host Philadelphia before their bye week 7, and then they play technically at the Giants, host the Chargers before they go to the Las Vegas Raiders. So, out of those, what is that, 8 games?
mm-hmm.
If they come out with 2 losses, you're going to put them in the conversation because they're playing. The two
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl two teams that played in the Super Bowl, the Bills in their division. The
Yeah.
Cowboys are no team to slouch on. New England always seems to give them a problem, no matter what.
Yeah.
Denver is going to be an emotional game because it's at Denver, and because you're bringing their former head coach over there, so that crowd is going to be revved up.
Mm-hmm.
So will the players. Of course, the Giants. What it's always going to be tough, and the
Oh
Chargers.
yeah.
For everything we can say about them, negatively, they're still a playoff team, and they're still a fairly good team. So if they can come out of that with 2 losses, then yes, you have to put them in the conversation because they're going to. If they come out with 2 losses out of those games, then yes, you honestly would have to put them in the conversation. But they have to prove it. They have to prove it.
They gotta prove it, man, and that's what I'm saying, man. I'm not really buying the Jets hype, man, but it would be cool to see Tommy Jets and Giants Super Bowl, man.
Of course, of
And it
course.
is possible. It is possible. If you think about it, like just taking your bias out for a second. The Jets, we talking about a lot of teams in the media are talking about them being Super Bowl favorites, and the Giants are no team to sleep on, man. We were one game away, the Giants, from being in the NFC Championship game last season. So with
Mm-hmm.
improvements that have been made, who's to say the Giants can't, you know what I'm saying, get through the NFC, man, and appear in the Super Bowl, man. If that Jets Giants Super Bowl does take place, you know, hey, it's gonna be big, man. News in New York, man. Big news, man, for Heart of the City, man, because I'm gonna be hyped. I know everybody that watches this show gonna be hyped, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Jets Giants Super Bowl is very, very possible. But just getting back to the Jets, man, I really think their coach, Rob Saleh, has to prove something to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, coach, me and you both, we're big on coaching. So Rob Saleh has to prove something to me. You know what I'm saying? The thing you can't hack it has to prove something to me. Those guys over there have to prove something. We know what Aaron Rodgers is capable of. You know, I don't
Mm-hmm.
particularly like Aaron Rodgers as a person, but I don't know him, so I shouldn't say that. But he comes off a little arrogant, so to speak. But you can't deny the man has talent. So I'm not going front and say like the Jets are going to be trash or they shouldn't be in the conversation, man, for one of the best teams in the AFC, man, with that type of upgrade at quarterback. But your coach got to prove something. This is
Mm-hmm.
what Salah's third year
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe it's
in
his
New
third
York,
year.
and
Mm-hmm.
he has not had a winning record.
Is it his third
You
year?
know,
No, or is it his? Didn't he come in with Joe Judge? So this will be his fourth year. If he did he come in with Joe Judge?
hmm, good
I thought he
question.
came in. I thought he came in with Joe Judge. Let me double check that.
Maybe it is his fourth year. I mean, if it is his fourth year, then that's even worse. You know what I'm saying? Because they have not been to the playoffs. You know, last year they started off well, but you still had some hiccups, man, and you couldn't get what you need to get out of your quarterback. But that being
Mm,
said, I definitely think this Jets team, man, could be in that conversation if their coach is about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't trust him. I
no,
don't
he
trust him. I
20.
don't. I'm not. I don't believe in him
It's
right
third
now.
year. Yeah, it's
It's
September
third, right?
20. Yeah, 2021. So this is the third
Mm.
year.
Yeah. So he going into his third season, man. So I mean, this is a kind of a prove it year for Rob. Because think about this: if they don't make the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
you know, are you going to make changes in the coaching staff? Are you going to make changes in the front office? So with Joe Douglas, I mean, because you got Aaron Rodgers there, and does Aaron Rodgers want to go through all that? he could just up and retire on y'all, even though he said he wouldn't. Do you really believe him?
Mm.
You know what
Here's
I'm
here's
saying?
here's an argument to counter what you were saying, and it's a very 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 small sample size. He still has, like you said, stuff to prove, but he did improve from his first year to the second year, plus 3 games. He's 4-13 his first
Okay.
year, 7-10 his second year. So there is improvement. So and yes, he has to improve it, and it can't be just one game improved, especially with the talent that has been amassed.
Right.
So damn, he has 7 kids. Wow. But I'm sorry. But yeah, he has to. I'm sorry. It's just it was scrolling, see
Oh,
the
man.
record, and it shows his personal life, and the first thing it says, he and his wife have 5 sons and 2 daughters. Like, wow, okay, okay.
Well, we know
He likes a big family. He likes a big
Mr.
family. Ain't nothing
Solid,
wrong with
yeah,
that.
he
So,
so shout out to him
but
for that, you know what I mean? But on the football field,
yeah. Let's get back to football. Um, but yeah, I mean, he does still have to improve. Personally speaking, it can't be another +3. It has to be at least 4 to 5 game improvement. With everything.
yeah, I agree, man.
I mean, do they have a left and a right tackle? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish what you're doing.
Oh, nah. I was reading Tommy's comments in the
Mm-hmm.
chat. Our team is running for the Super Bowl. That should be in the conversation, especially how we made something from nothing last year. Backup practice squad players, new regime, play calling, OCDC coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man. The Giants have kept that continuity. You know what I'm saying? And I think they should definitely be one of the favorites in a what people are calling a weaker NFC, which I don't think the NFC is weak. I just think the NFC is different. I think the NFC has more of the kind of the old school grittier type of teams, when you're dealing with playing San Francisco, playing Philadelphia, even Dallas to a degree, the Giants, I mean, those are the type of teams, that, are gritty, man. Defensive teams, with tough offensive and defensive lines. But in the AFC, it's more quarterback driven, I guess you would say. That to a degree, man, with most of the teams at the top, have the better quarterbacks. But
Mm-hmm.
that being said, the Jets and the Giants, man, could be a Super Bowl matchup, man. And how great and how would that be, man? The media would spin on top of his head, really. The way they come after the Giants, particularly, man, and the Jets too, to a degree. Neymar, what's up? What's good, man? Says my gut
Something new.
feeling telling me the Giants will make make the Super Bowl 2 this year. I think he was trying to say yes, yes. Buy into the hype, y'all. I'm telling you,
Mm.
don't listen to the media. This team is gonna be a good team. Are they gonna make the Super Bowl? I mean, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, but I just think it's a possibility. I think it's a possibility, man. The Giants have the best head coach, or probably one of the best head coaches in the NFC right now. So, I mean, why not? I don't trust Philly's coach. Do you?
Mm.
I don't trust Nick
Mm.
Sirianni. Damn
He
sure
has
don't
a
trust
lot.
Mike McCarthy.
Well, Sirianni's going to have a lot to prove, especially with two new coordinators. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I know many Jets fans are. I mean, not Jets fans. Eagle fans are kind of brushing that to the wayside, and they're not worried per se. And I understand why. But two
Mm-hmm.
coordinators is still always a lot.
That is a lot. That is a lot, man. Yeah, man, I agree, Tommy, man. But that is a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? And San Francisco, what is their quarterback situation? You know what I'm saying? What is their quarterback situation? And you know what I'm saying? They still have questions, man. Bosa. Is he healthy? Can he stay healthy? You know what I'm saying? Those are don't. I mean, San Francisco is not a juggernaut. You know what I'm saying, by no
Mm-hmm.
means. They still got competition in their division with Seattle. You know, so um, you know, does anybody believe in the fucking Cowboys besides their fans? I mean, honestly. Um, so really, you know what I'm saying? Detroit, I'm not we just seen Detroit. I mean, they're gonna be tough out, but not Super Bowl ready in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Minnesota, neither are they. So I mean, really, why not the Giants? Why not, y'all? You know, and if the Giants can make it, so can the Jets, because the Jets do have a good solid team across the board, man. And you know, we shall see, man. We shall see. All right, Lou, I got you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Link is in check Twitter for the link. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep chopping it up, man. 49ers are straight with Purdy. I ain't buying it, bro. I'm sorry. I ain't buying Brock Purdy, Mr. One Year Wonder. Prove it. You know what I'm saying? Kyle Shanahan is one of those type of coaches that can make a quarterback, a average to below average quarterback like Jimmy Garoppolo, look pretty decent in his system. You know what I'm saying? But when the pressure's on in the playoffs, you got to prove it to me. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we shall see. You know what I'm saying? It was unfortunate we didn't get to see it last year when they played the Eagles, because I was damn sure pulling for them. But hey, you got to prove it, man. You got to prove it, man. And that's been the 49ers' Achilles heel. They have not had that quarterback since Joe Montana, Steve Young, to get them over the top. They have always had pretty good defenses, always had pretty good teams around them, had solid coaches. But that quarterback has been the missing piece that they've been chasing, man, since pretty much since Steve Young. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and even he only won what, one Super Bowl, two Super Bowls with the 49ers. So I mean, they got a lot to prove too. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Dak
Mm-hmm.
is whack. Zeke is going to be a hammer for the Patriots. Yeah, good point, man. Zeke Elliott, man, signing with the Pats, man. And me and you had to kind of talked about this, Coach. I know you've been mentioning it a lot, whether or not the Cowboys would re-sign Ezekiel Elliott. The answer to that is a no.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all on you, Tony Pollard. Um, see what you
Mm-hmm.
can do. But at least they got Zach Martin back, so we'll see. Mr. Dexter Lawrence should he be ready week one. Let's go. Let's go. Washington football team would take a step back. I think we will sweep them. I don't think we will sweep Washington this year. I think Washington's gonna have a little bit of juice, man. You know, with the changes they've made, man, they're not there yet either, in my opinion. They got quarterback Sam Howell's got to prove something to me. I'm a UNC fan. I watched him in UNC. He's a good quarterback, but he's got to go out there and show what he can do um, for the Washington football team, whatever they call themselves over there. But I ain't buying them either as real contenders, man. So I'm with you, Nimmer. But I do not think we will sweep them. We didn't sweep them last year. We didn't sweep them the year before last. I don't believe either. Um, but they're always going to be a tough out. You know what I'm saying? Washington's always going to be one of those. Well, now it's 7-9, or what, 7-10, or 8-9 type of teams. They're going to be around 500, somewhere in that area. You know what I'm saying? So they're
Mm-hmm.
never going to be a
Mm-hmm.
tough out, particularly for this division. They always seem to get the better of the teams in their division, man. If nothing else, so. Um, we ain't sweeping them. I don't think so. Dallas, we could sweep. I really, really think we could sweep Dallas. We could sweep Philly. Who knows? You know, this is going to be a tough division, man, so to speak, man. NFC East, man, is back, man. Beast to the East. Purdy got game. Won't be a one-hit wonder for sure. We'll see. I ain't buying it. Um, But if he stays with Kyle Shanahan, he will succeed. I will say that. Do make Nick Mullins look pretty good. So that's coaching. That's coaching. You know what I'm saying? What's good, Bookends? What's up, man? What's popping, man? But Jets Super Bowl favorites. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to pump the brakes on the Jets Giants Super Bowl for right now. But because it's just preseason, man, and we have a long way to go. But let's talk a little. Um, let's talk a little bit about the NBA real quick, man. But before I do that, man, I want to say a shout out to the sponsors of the show, man. So I'm gonna take a quick break, man, and then we'll get back into it. So we'll be right back. Just a second.
Shadow Worlds Radio, a radio media outlet. The Read and Attack Show, Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports. Go Travels, the go-to for all your sporting events. Wise Consulting Solutions, the wise choice for a better future. The Big Blue Crew, the best damn sports network on YouTube.
All right, man. Shout out to Miss Wise for that. You know what I'm saying? Lovely commercial. And Go Travels, we do cater to all your sports travel needs, and we got a brand new website that is live, that has been launched. I will be showing you guys a little bit later on in the show, man, the new website, man, where you can go and contact us, man, to book all your sports travel needs, whether you're a fan or whether you're a traveling sports team, man. We got you, man, here at Go Travels, man. So definitely gonna be getting into that a little bit later, man. But let's talk some basketball, man. We haven't talked a lot of basketball here on Heart of the City, man. Here recently, man. But this 76ers situation is real interesting right now, man. And looks like James Harden is not happy. He wants out. He called the GM a liar. Joel Embiid erased his media from the 76ers, something like that. You know what I'm saying? But it raises the question, if James Harden gets traded, would they trade Joel Embiid and just scrap the whole thing again? And it's possible. It's possible. I don't know why you would do that if you're Philly. But when you got people calling out this GM like they've been doing, Ben Simmons called him out. Now James Harden, Joel Embiid, he may not be happy. There's chatter in the NBA circles. I listened to Chris Canty today while I was working. He posed the question that the Knicks should go after Joel Embiid if made available. That they had the picks, that they had the assets to go out and trade for Joel Embiid. And if you're a Knicks fan, would you give up what it takes to go get Joel Embiid, an MVP in the league? Would you do what it takes to go get him? And is that a move that's going to make the Knicks a title contender, Coach?
There's a reason why I'm saying that, and I'm glad you brought this up, because it's something that I saw on Twitter earlier, and it pissed me the fuck off. Let me know when you got my screen.
I got you. Go ahead.
All right, this was on Let's Talk Knicks, and she's popular with a lot of the Knicks fan base, and she got this article or this information from NBA Analysis Network.
Right,
Joel Embiid for RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Emmanuel Quickly, Grimes, and 4 first round draft picks. On top of that, when you really break this down, you're giving up 3 of your starters for Joel Embiid. You're stripping your team down. And this is the type of stuff that pisses me off when it comes to the Knicks. And I mean, to the Knicks fan base, and then journalists who, clamor for clicks and so on and so forth. You're giving up. You get Joel Embiid on this team, and you give up all of that. You're basically Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson. That's pretty much it. That's your whole team.
Yeah, and
You can
Joel
argue.
Embiid, yeah.
You can argue
It's a big 3.
You can
It's a
argue
big 3.
DiVincenzo. You can argue Josh Hart. But everything else that you're going to have to bring to this team is going to be guys who are basically the 15th positional guy, because they're going to have to take minimum wage contracts, or veteran minimums, depending on who it is. Yes, you got a superstar, but is he capable of leading you to a championship? No. Now, if you told me two of the starters and maybe 2 of the first round draft picks, because Joel Embiid, don't forget his injury history. He's a little bit older. I get he's a superstar. You got to give up stuff to get him. But to strip your starting lineup of 3 key players?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. For me, no. If that's what it costs, no. I can't see it. I'm not one for it. I'm just not. I'm not one for it. No. Not that. I just can't.
Juwan, man, appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate you joining the show. If you could take a minute to like, share, and subscribe if you don't mind, my brother, man. I appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, we do got the Yankees in the thumbnail. It's right there.
To your other way.
You know where it's at. It's right above my head.
Yeah, next to the next to the
right
Giants.
Right next to the Giants, right above the Knicks, man. And speaking of the Knicks, man, Joel Embiid, man. Look, I don't know, man. It's entertaining.
Would you give up that much? Would you give up that much?
Nah, you would have to.
No.
Well, here's the thing. I want to include Julius Randle in that deal somehow. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if Embiid and Randle are going to work.
That was the next thing. That was the next thing. So it would have to be more. Now I know many Knicks fans want to get rid of.
Nimmer. What up, Pat? What's good, man? What's up, man?
I know a lot of Philly fans want to get rid of Tobias Harris. So screw it. You want to include Julius, throw in Tobias, and throw in a couple more players from Philly. Or if you want to do pick swaps, I'm cool with some pick swaps. So you're not stripping the Knicks completely of first round draft picks. The Milwaukee one, all right, I get. That's neither here nor there. I get it. That I can understand including. But 4 first round draft picks? That's crazy to me.
You see what happened to the Nets, man, giving up all these picks and everything for these superstars, man. But man, Joel Embiid, man, and Jalen Brunson together in that backcourt, man. I mean, not in that backcourt, but playing that 2-man game, that big man, little man game, pause. I think that will work well, man. Pick and roll situations. You know what I'm saying? Inside, outside game. Now you got a real legit scoring threat on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who has can shoot the mid range as well. I mean, you're really, and you're not losing anything defensively, pretty much, because Mitch Robinson is in the deal, man. That's kind of your rim protector, man. But Joel Embiid can definitely play that role. You still have the other kid, the backup. What's his name?
Yeah, Hartenstein, and you would have Jericho Sims.
So you still have, you know what I'm saying, just in the front court, man. You still have a good size, pause. But
wow, Nimmer. Wow, thank you, Nimmer. Because Nimmer's always been big on trades.
I wouldn't give up that much. Yeah, I mean, but Joel Embiid, can he make you a championship contending team in the Eastern Conference? You don't think the Knicks with Joel Embiid, and I guess in that trade situation they would keep Julius Randle, with Randle, Embiid, and Brunson, they can't make the finals? They can't get through Milwaukee or Boston? You don't think so?
No. Because you're relying strictly on 3 players on that in that situation. Think
Tudo,
about it.
What's good, Tudo? What's up, man? What's good, bro?
That was way too much, bro. Seriously, because look at the roster. Just seriously.
Leaf says, "What's good, Leaf?"
Yeah, see,
Come
and
on,
I know
man,
he's a Nets fan.
Chop it up with me, Leaf. I want to hear Leaf. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Yeah, nah. I don't know, man. I mean, I can't lie, man. It makes them a legit threat, I think, man.
No,
I
see,
really do.
you're looking at the top three. Remember, it's still a team sport. Who are your other? Who are your other two in your starting lineup? Who's the other two in your starting lineup?
Would you still have Hart? They didn't include Hart in that deal,
no,
right?
they didn't include Hart. They didn't include DiVincenzo.
You got Randle. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to sign some veterans. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right now, based on that means
that's what these teams do. You know,
that means Fournier hasn't been traded, so you still have Evan Fournier. But the point I'm making is all of that. That's damn. That's all of that is a lot. And then you look at your lineup and the rest of your players, your bench. I mean, what are you doing for a bench? Because right now, DiVincenzo and Hart are key players to the bench.
Coach, Pop.
Yo, what's up, Leaf? How are you?
What's good, Leaf?
Pop, I don't know where you got it in your mind that this is going to work, bro. There's so many reasons why this is not going to work. So many reasons, bro. Like, listen, we talking about if y'all still have Tom Thibodeau and y'all got Johnny Bryant running the offense and y'all still ISO reliant in that aspect, bro, it's all gonna come crashing down. Joel Embiid is a crash and burn player, bro. I don't think listen, if you don't know this by now, he's a crash and burn player because 90% of because of his conditioning. He's playing to be a brute in the paint, and he's not a brute in the paint. The reason why Joker is so much better is because he has so many dimensions in his offensive game. He could play off the screen or at the top of the key, pick and roll. What's
good, man?
Pick and roll, pick and pop. We talking about he's pretty much the best playmaker in the game today. In terms of his vision, in terms of his reads, bro. Like, and then that adds an offensive element because he could come out of the paint. That brings the big out of the paint, and that allows Aaron Gordon and MPJ, who are both 6'10", to basically crunch and munch around the basket. You know what I'm saying? The reason why Joel.
But in the East, though, you don't think Embiid, not to cut you off, but you don't think Embiid, Joel Embiid, Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson can contend in the Eastern Conference?
What?
I mean, because think about it. If you're taking Joel Embiid from Philly, you're weakening them. So who are you really contending with? Miami.
You talking about the Knicks.
But what you gave them, you gave them a lot.
Yeah, you talking about the Knicks getting a hell of a robbery just to do nothing. That's basically what you're talking about, bro. Because everybody, listen, I'm telling you, this is nowhere near gonna work because if Julius Randle is gonna shoot unnecessary threes, Joel Embiid is gonna shoot unnecessary threes. Then you're gonna have Brunson to basically bail him out with his ISO game. He's probably the best ISO player on your team still. If this move remotely does happen, this sounds like some 2K stuff right here, bro. Like this is I ain't gonna lie. This is
they talking about it on. They talking no. They talking about on ESPN. This way I got
no.
I heard it on Twitter too, but Yeah, they're actually talking about this is actually a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah,
see,
and
ESPN is doing. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Leaf.
yeah. And why we on? This is the reason why ESPN fired so many people and why Disney is losing so much
Mm-hmm.
money. It's points like this that the reason why ESPN is no longer the leader and the worldwide leader in sports. They lied to us. There's the reason why we listen to so many pages on YouTube. These that listen when you giving out Buster information, you're gonna give Buster results. This is what's gonna happen, bro. Like, there's no way this is gonna work, bro. Listen, the only problem that is lingering over the Knicks as of right now, without the trade, is still Tom Thibodeau, because we all know Tom Thibodeau is basically the Mike Shanahan of the NBA. That's basically what he is. And listen, he is going to keep you out there and break you down, bro. You don't got to take my word for it. Just go ask Luol Deng, Kirk Heinrich, Joakim Noah, and all of those players on the Bulls. I'm telling you, bro, this is not gonna work, bro. Like, look, Joel is already having issues trying to stay healthy in a sweep. He already had. We talking about somebody that got hurt in a sweep. That's 4 games.
Good point. I can't argue that. He does stay hurt.
Yes. So the thing is, what he does is he wears himself down because of the style of play that he has, bro. Like, and you know that, and you can see it, but like he's on the court. He doesn't have enough gas to paint protect and to be the go-to guy on offense. His paint protection is still pretty good, even when he's like limping on the court, obviously. But when you go from round to round, if you got to lean on that and then lean on Jalen Brunson solo to handle the offensive load, ain't no way it's gonna work. No way. Now, I would like.
I don't know, man. But
I know.
I think it's an interesting proposition. Now, I don't even think Philly will actually do that. I mean, you gotta think you trading within your division. So, I mean,
but NYG, let's listen, all right? Because right now, the trade I showed you, think about it. It didn't say Harden is going over there. The pieces that trade. I'm only talking about the trade I showed you.
What's good? Almighty Finesse was popping. G.
Almighty. That trade right there. You talked about Philly wouldn't have anything in a situation like that. They still would. They would have a whole lot based off of that. Because
Almighty Finesse is doing it. He says he traded.
he said RJ and IQ. Remember, this trade said RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson. Let me double check it again.
So would you? Okay, so what if you swapped RJ for Randall? You kept
it's
RJ
still
Barrett
too much.
It's
in that you're talking about the trade that I showed you. No, I wouldn't even do that. That's too much to get for one player. You're talking about 3 guys in your starting lineup and your key 6-man player and 4 first-round draft picks. That's too much for any player in the NBA. I'm sorry, way too much.
And we all saw the Minnesota the Utah Jazz basically almost shut down the trade market last year when they unloaded Rudy Gobert for 9 assets, and they reloaded Donovan Mitchell over to the Cavs, and basically had the trade market at a standstill, man, and had Kevin and it to the point where Kevin Durant issued a trade, and he had to bring his old weak ass back to training camp with us over here. So I'm gonna tell you, listen. If the Knicks is trying to go for it, listen. As a Brooklyn Net fan, I would tell the Knicks and the front office and the organization, as a team that has tried to go for that Barry Bonds shit, leave it alone. It ain't nothing good gonna come of it, because now you're gonna put yourself in like we better win or else territory, and then it's gonna unfold and it's gonna fall and crumble like a bunch of dominoes in front of your face. I'm telling you, man, that ain't gonna work. So let's just stay in your little lane. Worry about you that now winning a 1 playoff series in the past 10 years. That's what you get. Look, just build it. Just build it, baby steps, like you've been doing. Stop trying to hit home runs.
Yeah,
doesn't work.
You know, there's a lot of talk, man, out there, man. But this Harden thing, man. I mean, just talking about the Nets real quick, man. Since I got you up here, Leaf, I thought Harden was supposed to be that dude. I thought, the Nets got hoodooed and boo-booed and all this, man, giving up James Harden, Kyrie and KD. But my man Breezy, man, like shout out to big fan Breezy, you know what I'm saying? Was listening to him earlier, man. Like the Nets are in good position actually through all of that. They're in much better position than the 76ers right now, given all that's going on over there. So shout out to the Nets, man, for actually, man, coming out of this whole debacle in pretty decent shape, man. But what kind of shape you think the Nets are in going into this season, Leaf, man, and what's your expectations for the team? Just real quick, man. I see y'all in the chat. What's good, Tommy? What's good, Almighty? I see y'all, man.
I think we're in great shape. I mean, the depth of this team, in terms of, I think this is a team, if ran the right way, we could run 1 through 10. If ran the right way, or possibly 1 through 11, man. Like however, who knows? This training camp, barring health from all players, and I'm not just talking about Ben Simmons, and barring just everybody.
Yeah, I was going to get into that. Yeah, what's the expectations for Ben Simmons this season, man? I hate to talk about Ben Simmons, but because he's just the one player in the NBA, particularly on the Nets, that he just gets on my nerves because like you're talented, but you just don't use your talent. Are you scared to? Are you hurt? Or I don't know what the hell's wrong with this dude, man. But I think if he's on point, you know what I'm saying? I think the Nets can be one of the better defensive teams, definitely in the league, man. What's your thoughts on that?
That's it exactly. I think if he's on point, I think everybody on this team doesn't have to be a all-star or like a quote nearing all-star numbers. Everybody we got to do this thing by committee. I think his role on this team coming into this season is tempo pusher, facilitator, get everybody easy baskets, man, hurry up the offense, get both feet in the paint in a half-court set. Do it. Listen, it just continue to be aggressive. Listen, if you're gonna go in the lane, shoot the jump hook over somebody, fine. Stay in the dunk box. Give up the ball, set the screen and rolls. Be the defense. Be the eyes and ears and the mouthpiece basically on defense for us for the Nicholas Claxtons and the Mikal Bridges Help those guys. As far as our bench, I'm really excited for what we could do on the bench because Dennis Smith Jr. is one of the best point of attack defenders at the point guard position in this league. And we got him coming off the bench. And that's another tempo.
I agree, Almighty. He is playing scared, man. That's what I need him to do. Stop playing scared. You know what I'm saying? And no, we can't trade Simmons. Nobody wants that contract. But go ahead.
Exactly. Nobody can trade Simmons. We can't trade Simmons. We got to play him. So the thing is, with our bench, with the additions of DSJ, Lonnie Walker, we still got Cam Thomas. I think if I had to say, like, we got rid of most of the defensive liabilities, and
that's true. Joe Harris,
Joe Harris, get him out of here. That he was robbing. He was robbing us with a fork, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. But
facts.
Like Cam, in hindsight, the quote unquote most non-defensive player on our roster as of right now is probably Cam Thomas, who's gonna have a bench role. I kind of see him for us as what Vinny Johnson was for the Pistons.
Microwave, that's a good comparison. That's a good comparison.
I kind of see him as that, man. And my expectations for this team defensively, 2004 Pistons. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's
high expectations, man. We talking about one of the all-time defensive teams.
Yes.
With Hamilton, Billups, what's my man's name?
Big Ben, Rasheed, Tayshaun.
Tayshaun Prince. Yeah, that's high expectations, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's very high expectations. But listen, if I didn't believe it couldn't happen, I wouldn't say it. My thing is like when you basically have at their best 3 potential decoy type of candidates with Claxton, Mikal, who should have got it that year that Marcus Smart got it, and Ben Simmons at his best can still play defense. Listen, going back to last year when he did play, when he guarded Joel in the post, bro, Joel didn't play that well against him in those matchups. Joel didn't play that great. Like not against him. When he guarded Joel in the post, and when he guarded in the post, he was pretty good in as a post defender, as an interior defender. So and as a hands defender and as a
Appreciate you,
pass lane
Vance.
defender. So my thing is for Ben Simmons, man, do what you've been good at. Do it like you don't got to do nothing other than that. Everybody else, and my thing, Mikal Bridges could be the motion offense guy. We got Cam Johnson as the spot up guy. DFS is probably gonna be the hustle guy on off the bench, along with Royce O'Neal. Another piece that we got, another great defender that we got.
Defender, yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, we talking about 2 guys that were great defenders on the best perimeter all around defenders on their previous teams. Like if we count Royce O'Neal on Utah outside of Rudy Gobert, probably the best perimeter defender on that team. So everything going in the direction of what Coach Javon, like the type of players Coach Javon really wants in terms of like guys that's going to hustle, guys that's going to get after it on defense, and guys that's going to get their hands in the passing lanes. And I think this is a recipe for like something really good for us this season, especially with guys that don't really have no ego and they coming in here to work and they play together and be together and make it all work as a unit. And I think we're capable of running 1 through 10. Be honest with you.
I think first of all, appreciate you for stopping by, Leaf, man. If you ain't subscribed, man, go subscribe to Leaf Diggy, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Great content creator, man. Great knowledge about basketball in general, man. I respect your knowledge about the game.
Appreciate it.
No doubt. My expectations for this Nets team, particularly in this season, man, is just develop your young talent. Let your young guys play. You know what I'm saying? Don't be sweating because look, let's be honest. If they make the playoffs, which I think they will, in the Eastern Conference, you're not a championship ready type of team. You know what I'm saying? The Nets don't have the type of scoring. Which is why I said best defensive team. Yeah, definitely. I agree with you there. But the scoring is going to get them like it did last year. They don't have that guy that can close out games. It's not Mikal Bridges, although I do like his talent. But my expectations, man, is just let this team build the talent on the roster. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Cam. I want to see these 2 rookies we draft. I want to see Cam Thomas get more minutes. You know what I'm saying? Nicholas Claxton, I want to see him develop, a little bit of a jump shot outside. You know what I'm saying? Mikal Bridges has got to get better. You know what I'm saying? With his offense. You know what I'm saying? Cam Johnson, another young player. So I want to see them not, don't be Tom Thibodeau. Don't bury your young talent on the bench. Don't, try to push for some type of playoff seeding this year, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not going to help you in the long run, So thanks, Coach, man, for putting Leaf's channel in the chat for us. But don't do that, man. Just develop your young talent, man. Jock Vaughn, be smart. They gave you a contract. The expectations for this team is not high. We know after KD and Kyrie are gone, thankfully. You know what I'm saying? So just develop the talent and, play sound defense, man, and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you sneak into the playoffs, man, and upset a team in the first round or something like that, man. You know what I'm saying? That would be cool with me. I don't have the high expectations because we've been, you know what I'm saying, we've been got before as Nets fans going into a season, with high expectations for this team, man. So let's bring the bar down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about the playoffs, even if they don't make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be mad, but I want to see this young talent. I want to see Cam Thomas take the next step. I want to see Mikal Bridges, Nick Claxton. I want to see these players take the next step, man. And then, after you develop your talent for a season or two, then maybe you make a move, man. You know what I'm saying, and go for that title changing player or piece, or maybe it's already
I
on your
will I
roster at
will
that point.
say to add on to that, me personally, I don't like. I think the development thing that you was talking about is right on the money, because developing as a unit as opposed to individual players is much different. If we develop together in terms of our
Hmm.
X's and O's and the way we execute as a unit, I think that's going to be
Absolutely.
better, man. Like, because
Hmm.
now when you have
Look
a
at
Ben
Golden
Simmons,
State. Look at Denver. You know, those teams been playing together for years. That's why
yes,
they're
yes,
good now.
that's
Boston,
that
another
that's it
example.
exactly. That's it
Hmm.
exactly. And I think the key to that is going to be a facilitator like a Ben Simmons. You know, I'm like, if he's locked in as a facilitator and as a defensive talking point kind of guy, the things you need to win in the Eastern
There
Conference
was no
is
foul on that.
the things you need
Mm.
to
The
the things you
fuck?
need to win. The things you need to win in the Eastern Conference is two of the main things we already have. We have defensive potential and we have depth. You need a lot
Mm.
of depth to win in the Eastern Conference because
Yeah.
it's going to be bodies on top of bodies. If you look at
Mm.
Miami, they had depth this year. They just ran into a better Denver team. If you look at
Hmm.
Boston, they had depth the previous year. They just ran into Curry. You know what I'm saying? So if
Yeah.
you have that depth and then you add on the X's and O's on offense and learn how to execute as a team and use that and use the proper plays and use the rules and everything to execute as a unit and learning how to take advantage of mismatches and get guys going in their spots early and everything. I think that's the thing that we have to work on. I think we have to work on our team chemistry a whole lot more as a unit as opposed to everything else, because I think the defensive potential is there and the depth is there already. I think the X's and O's as a unit and the camaraderie offensively as a unit is going to be the thing that's going to push us to more and more high levels. But
Hmm.
defensively, bro, defensively, just talking defensively, I strongly believe this roster as constructed, 0-4 Pistons, and I'm not taking nothing less. 0-4
Mm.
Pistons. That's what I got.
You all right over there, Coach?
Hey, yeah, I'm watching the WNBA's Commissioner Cups. That's the East
Oh,
versus
is that
West.
play-in tournament?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's the Liberty and the Aces right now playing for the
Mm.
championship. So,
Oh
and
What
you
y'all
wow.
think
know,
about this NBA play-in tournament? That they
I don't
um.
like it. Don't like it at all. I listen. I could do without it.
it's
You can go back. Listen, well, I could go without the play-in. I could go without the name All-Star game, the team LeBron, team Steph. You could go back to
Yeah.
East and West. It was nothing wrong with tradition, man. They just changed
I
it
like the East
because
and West better. I do like
yes,
that.
of
Yeah,
course.
that was better.
They just changed it, man, because this commissioner is bad at what he does, man. Like he
Adam
believes in
Silver. Yeah.
market. He believes in
Bring
marketing.
back David Stern. Yeah.
Yeah, he believes in marketing instead of just tradition and basketball. David Stern was a basketball guy.
I know,
He
man.
did a lot
Yeah.
of he did a lot of
R.I.P. David Stern,
yeah
man.
he David Stern did a lot of shit undercover as well, but he kept
Mm.
it basketball. He kept it basketball. Everything was about
but
basketball. He worried about
um,
marketing all after the fact. That's what it was.
you, you know what? I get you. I get what y'all are saying. But sports is business. In any business, it's about the bottom line. We don't like it, but in any industry, it could be the telecommunications industry, it could be fast food. The bottom line, it's about the dollars and cents. And they're trying to raise and get as much money. They're technically competing with every other professional industry out there. And that's why they're trying to associate themselves with a lot of international organizations because that brings in more money, and that's just the bottom line. We as fans, we don't like it because it's changing what we are used to, what we like. But the bottom line,
Mm.
it's a business, and in sports is entertainment. And if you're not entertaining, people are going to move on to something else. And that all he's doing is trying to find ways to keep the NBA relevant. That's really
Mm.
what it boils down to. And
I think too, to your point, Coach. To add on to that, I think they want more action in some of these lesser markets. So when you have a
mhm.
play-in tournament, when you have a mid, it gets interest in Charlotte, with the Hornets, or Portland or, Sacramento or whoever else, you know what I'm saying? So that is definitely one of the things that the NBA is trying to do, man. They're trying to generate interest in some of these smaller markets, by adding more teams. Baseball's trying to do it too. If you look at baseball, man, they've added playoff teams. You know what I'm saying? The NFL even added a extra playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're trying to generate markets, you know what I'm saying? Because as a fan, you know what I'm saying? I always say on this show, I'm the fan, that's the coach, man. You know what I'm saying? The RIP Jeffy, man. Jeffy was the reporter. You know what I'm saying? We was the trio, man. So I'm the fan, man. As a fan, some sports, man, when your team is not good, like baseball, it deters me from wanting to watch it. When the Yankees suck like they do, I hate watching baseball. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so pissed off at the Yankees. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not that diehard of a fan, you know what I'm saying, as some other people.
I mean, what Yankee fan is after being spoiled for the last century? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, it's the same thing. It's the same thing when Lakers tried to tell me they were sitting through Lakers and Celtics fans tried to tell me they were sitting through struggle years. What struggle years? Where was you at where was you at when Paul Pierce got stabbed up in the club? I ain't hear from you. Stop it. Come on, man. Like, so leave me alone with that, man. But listen, here's the thing. When you basically a trust fund baby, when you basically a fan of a trust fund baby franchise, it's hard. Yeah, of course it's hard to just sit there because you're accustomed to what they groomed you accustomed to, and that's winning. Whether it happened in the 20th century or whether it happened in the 80s or the 70s or whatever decade it happened to, you accustomed to it. But now that they bring in the new markets on, like you just were saying, and when you got teams like Denver and Milwaukee winning championships, it's going to turn off the casuals, but at the same time, it's going to make dollars because the game sells itself. The game sells. If you can't this year, this NBA Finals is a clear cut conclusion that the game sells itself. They didn't need LeBron. They didn't need Steph. They didn't need KD. They didn't need the Lakers or the Celtics in the finals. They had Jimmy Butler and Joe.
Yeah, a Cinderella team, you know what I'm saying, versus, you know what I'm saying, the Denver Nuggets, you know what I'm saying.
Versus the Denver Nuggets, who dominated the West all year. You got LeBron getting swept by Serbians. You know what I'm saying? Like, he needs to sit his old ass down. Stop playing, man. Like, listen, it's time to get out of the league. It's time to do something else. Listen, I appreciate what y'all done for business. Okay, that's fine. I appreciate all the rules and all the stipulations that was moved out the way for you to be successful. But at the same time, bro, like they was keeping it all business because they felt like that's what they needed to do. They never needed to do that. They only did that, man, because the media got on them after 2004 when the Malice in the Palace happened. Then they got pressure from CNN and all these big media markets to change their game. They didn't need to. That's what it really came down to, and that's when you got LeBron going from 20 points or barely shooting 40% because he couldn't shoot. All he could do was lay up and dunk, and then go to then you fast forward to the very next year, he averaging 27, 28. This is what they produce because they're bad at what they do. They always have been, bro. Like, and the thing is, they never knew how to do it because they never knew how to take media pressure when something chaotic like the Malice in the Palace happened. They didn't know how to deal with that group of players. They didn't know how to deal with that generation of players. They were out there to compete. They were out there to fight. They were out there to get dirty and get bloody if they needed to. And that's what the game was. And then you have what the game is now. That's why a lot of people that's been watching basketball for so long, man, it's kind of turned off to it, but they still watching anyway because it's basketball.
Yeah. It kind of, you know what I'm saying? Basketball is different for me, man, because not like other sports, like football. I'm a Giants fan. You know what I'm saying? I don't like no other team. You know what I'm saying? Baseball, I'm a Yankees fan. I don't like no other team. In basketball, I will watch just basketball. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a basketball fan. You know what I'm saying? Although I am a Nets fan, that's my favorite team. You know what I'm saying? I still watch and like other teams. I watch basketball. I'm just a basketball, fan. You know what I'm saying? The game. So I'm not particularly turned off by it, but it is something to say for traditionalists, you know what I'm saying, who, are used to the Lakers and Celtics, the Bulls, the old school Knicks, the old school Heat, Pacers, you know what I'm saying, those Eastern Conference teams, the Jazz. You know what I'm saying? The Jazz, man. Think about the Jazz. The Utah Jazz been good for a long time. They just fell off. So was the Spurs.
Yeah,
Those teams been good for years.
The San Antonio Spurs for the entire Tim Duncan era was averaging 50 wins per season. They was averaging 50 wins per season for almost 20 years for the Duncan and Pop regime. For the Malone and Stockton years, they made the playoffs every year for 19 years. For 19 years,
and then it seemed like they picked right back up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and look at the Spurs now. They got
now
Wemby,
they got Wemby, which me personally, I thought Utah should have had him because I thought it would have made it more intriguing that the NBA could have easily put a team together, bro, where Wemby is gonna, and just a little bit on Wemby real quick. Me personally, I think him in a half court set, I don't like it in terms of him at the center spot because he's gonna have to go through a lot of contact. I think what I see for him, I see for same thing I saw for AD when he came in the league. A lot of rim running buckets, play in space, be the roam defender, be the help guy that's gonna get the shot blocks. Don't keep him away as much contact as possible because if I'm playing against him and I got a physical team that like to go to the basket and he's the lone shot blocker inside the paint.
Dude is bony, man. He's a thin dude, tall but thin. Pause.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm running straight at him full speed. When you see his ass in the paint and he's standing there and he ain't got no momentum, I want you to use all your momentum and go straight.
He built like KD, man. Yeah, for real.
I need him to go straight at him. I do not want him in this game because if you look at his frame, we talking about you have never in your life seen a 7'5" roamer that there's no mid-range shots, there's no layups. You got to dunk. You got to go over him. We all saw him in the summer league, bro. Like the kid from Charlotte, he went over him. You have to go over him. That's just that simple. If you score a bucket, he better be on the opposite side of the goddamn court. But other than that, bro, like listen, you go over him or through him. I don't want no soft shit. None of that spot up for the mid range. That's not working. He's getting to that. He could block threes. He could block jump shots. He could block layups. You go over him at all times. It's just that simple, bro. Like, and I don't like. I would have liked him going to San Antonio if they still had Yaki Poto. But I'm realizing that there's a pattern going on. Every time the San Antonio Spurs decide to tank, they get the number 1 overall pick. They did it 3 straight times, and they hit the lottery 3 straight times.
Yeah.
All time they did it.
3 centers.
All 3 times. All 3 bigs. You got 2 of the all-time great bigs. Just so happen to have a player, man, that led to 50 wins and a Hall of Fame coach to go with it. A Hall of Fame coach to go with it, and the best power forward of all time. Now they got Wemby.
Yeah, man. Not high expectations for the Nets, man, but you know what I'm saying. We're gonna transition here into the Giants here in just a second, man. But I want you guys to check out real quick before I move off the basketball. I'm gonna do a share screen real quick. And I just want to shout out Big Fan Breezy for this. This is his channel, man. And I want to be doing stuff like this a little more often on Heart of the City as well as Giants Conversation, man. Just to shout out the real, true content creators like Leaf was saying earlier, man. Not ESPN. You know what I'm saying? Guys out there doing real
Definitely
work.
Not
man.
ESPN. Definitely not Stephen A. Smith either. He trying to go on. He trying to sneak them on these YouTube streets, man. I know y'all see him.
Yeah, I saw him on Paul George on
Yeah. We seen him on PD. He out there looking like he's some type of boss, and we all.
But shout out to Breezy, man. Just gonna play a little 3-minute clip of Breezy's show, man. And he's really on point, man, with this, man. We're talking about the Brooklyn Nets, man. So shout out to my guy, Big Fan Breezy. Links are in the description, man. Go sub up to Breeze, man. But let's get this here. All right, just take a listen. Hold up. Make sure y'all can hear this. Let me stop it for a second. All right. Shit, type audio. Okay, yep. Shit, system audio. All right. There we go. All right. Check out what he has to say real quick, man. We'll use this kind of like an interlude real quick, man. And then we're gonna get into the Giants, man. But check out, listen.
I'm gonna see my way out as soon as that Giants.
Hey, man. Hey, man, I ain't want you to run off Sunday. I felt like I ran you off,
I gotta see my way, but there's a reason why I became a Packers fan, bro. Like, because if I had to deal with the Giants and the Jets all my life, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. No. Yeah, I almost had me with the Knicks in the 90s, bro, but everybody fell for it. And now the Brooklyn Nets are here, so I'm not doing it. There's no Giants and Jets with me.
We're going to talk about that, man. But check out Big Fan Breezy here, y'all, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. Appreciate everybody for stopping through.
Y'all see the name of the title, but we gonna talk about it because the title is kind of self-explanatory. So let's get Nets fans to let y'all know we good without KD, Kai, and Harden. When you think back into all of the flag that the front office got because of this, that, and the third, some of it worthy, but a lot of it not. Now let's get to the contracts. Harden asking for this contract, calling the GM a liar. Liar, set your pants on what? Yo, listen, man. Shout out to Brock Work. Nets fans is the best fans. And we out here. Everybody said the front office for the Brooklyn Nets don't know what they're doing. They got these superstars and yada, yada, yada. Meanwhile, you got Harden thinking Darryl is his best buddy, BFF, friends forever. Hey, I lose a game, I'm going to the casino. I'm going to the party. I am the party. The party comes to me. I am a producer. I am making beats with rappers. I am doing what I want to do, but is he hoping in the playoffs? He's asking for the biggest bucks. I mean, max contract. Let's call it what it is. Let's get to it. That's what he asking for. He said no to the Brooklyn Nets. The 76ers said no to him. Ouch. That gotta hurt. Listen, but you know what? It's not Nets fans' problem. It is the problem of the 76ers. The Nets fans, all you Nets fans that want to rejoice and be happy that we don't have to deal with no contracts and headaches, everything in the offseason went smooth. Cam Johnson got his contract. Nick Claxton this next season, we gonna pay him. Spencer Dinwiddie was eligible since last week, and he is not getting no 4-year extension from the Brooklyn Nets. Like, that is amazing.
I'll tell you what. Oh man.
So shout out to Big Fan Breezy for that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
That little clip right there, man. You know what I'm saying? My God, man. Right on point with everything, man. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta tell you, Pop, but not to cut you off. Hey, yo. I don't know. Listen, as a Net fan and as a detractor of the 2010 top stars, I laughed so hard, man, with that Harden situation. Oh my God. Oh, I loved every minute of it. I said it. I mean, listen, I laughed so hard because Daryl Morey didn't lie to Harden on purpose. He didn't lie to Harden on purpose. Daryl Morey is the only friend in the front office that James Harden has ever had in his entire career. He's the only person that has ever believed in anything James Harden was capable of in his entire career. And for him to go in his camp and say Daryl Morey, double down and say Daryl Morey is a liar, and said any franchise that he's associated with, I will not be a part of. James Harden, my guy, you just threw away your whole NBA career and you don't even know it. You basically just made the Nets, Russell Westbrook, and Kevin Hart and Kevin Durant all look right all look right about any and everything that they ever thought negative about you. Everything. You made every franchise. You made the Houston Rockets upstairs in ownership. You made them seem like they was every bit about right about you. You made every fan base that you ever turned your back on and that you ever spit it on, and that includes the Rockets and that includes the Nets. When you put on a fat suit in Houston, man, you decided to have your way out, and then DeMarcus Cousins and John Wall decided to tell you about yourself on your way out. You made them look right by doing what you're doing, because you know what you decided to do, James? You decided to make it personal, because you decided that Daryl Moore that you thought in your mind that you was gonna get these dollars because Daryl Morey told you so. And Daryl Morey didn't have it. Daryl Morey had his chest poked out before he walked into that Philadelphia front office and said everything that he needed to say to make his sale pitch, and the Philadelphia 76ers said no. They said no, they're not going to pay you. Now you're looking down the barrel of another. And oh, by the way, he got you to sign that player out now, didn't he? Didn't he? So now the same moves that you've been doing for the last 5 or 6
Coach,
years that don't work no more. That
let
don't work
Coach get
no
it
more.
there.
I'm gonna let you get it there, dog. That don't work no more. Now you looking down the barrel of it. You about to be 34 years old. Now you ain't got nothing to do but lean on this contract and get back to training camp, or else they gonna get you out of the league, bro. It's over for you now. Go ahead, Coach.
I get you guys with everything that you're saying. I'm not going to ever dispute or argue that. What he did in the past, I'm not even justifying that. But my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, there was a handshake agreement.
Yes, it was.
So if there's a handshake agreement, what James Harden is saying is not wrong.
No, it's not.
Technically, he's not. And that's where I have an issue. Now, if that's the case, the NBA needs to investigate that and handle that accordingly. Because
according
technically,
to the new CBA, yeah. According to the new CBA.
Technically, that's an agreed agreement, and isn't that a violation? So now you also violated and you prohibited James Harden from at least going out and testing the market to see what he could get.
Which I laughed
Now, I get it. I understand that. It's funny, but it's also, see, this is the thing. Like, we can sit and laugh at that, but what is that saying to the players in the league, man? What are you saying to the players? Because the issue is going. If I'm running the players union, I'm telling my players, number one, you shouldn't be agreeing. Now you can't do that. But in the same token, I'm also pressing the league. You can't be allowing your teams to do that because you're hurting my players. Yeah, it's funny, and I get why Nets fans and a lot of other fans are going at it. But I'm looking at the bigger picture. And that's an attack on the integrity of the league. If the league allows this, that's an attack on its integrity. And I have an issue with that. If it's going to be a fair, free market, let it be a fair, free market. Now, we know that a lot of times there's shit that goes on behind closed doors. Well, damn it, keep it behind closed doors. And if you get into a handshake agreement, that's a verbal contract. Technically, that's a verbal contract. And if James Harden really wanted to get nasty, he could take that shit to court and force the Sixers to pay him at top dollars. But it gets nasty off of that because it opens up more doors for other players. And if I'm a player and I'm looking at the six, no, I'm not looking at, I'm not, no, I can't. At worst, If words if I'm going to sign there, we're going to talk, we're going to negotiate. I want to see it written up. I want to review it. I want my lawyers and my people to look at it before I even put my name on the line. Harden is held accountable for that, yes. But for doing all that shit, right now.
You think that's why Joe? There's rumors around Joel Embiid. Do you think that situation right there is affecting Joel Embiid and how he's looking at the 76ers coach?
It could. Every player that's coming up for a contract or in the future, you're going to look at Daryl Morey. So if I'm ownership, that's something that I'm going to take into consideration. Do I want that? Am I going to end up getting the best return on my investments? And then are you going to get the right type of players that are going to come in and help your organization? Or are you just going to have guys who are going to come in and want to do the money grab and then that's it? They get their money and then they bounce. They're not going to really give you the full, and they're not going to really compete to the fullest. I have issues with managers because they're in a superior position. Yeah, the players are subordinates, but you are the superior because you're the one negotiating the contract. You're the one your organization is giving that money, and players want the money. Let's be real. But because Mitch said it, he's like, but why would he sign his contract? Well, guess what? If you have a handshake agreement, you're going in thinking that let me sign this. He's going to take care of me. My man is going to take care of me. Daryl Morey took advantage of their friendship. And he just basically bent James Harden over, and he went up his record. And y'all can laugh, but I mean that in the manner of I wouldn't trust him.
Well, Coach, I think the way that this all went down, I agree with you. It does damage the integrity of the league if and only if.
Yes,
James Harden could prove that this was all agreed upon in terms of not just in terms of management, but in terms of upstairs with ownership as well. If he can prove that. But the reason why I'm laughing, because I know for a fact that Daryl Morey did not do this purposely. He did it he did it unmindfully, and the unmindfulness that he had was the fact that he thought in his mind that Philly was going to do the same for James Harden that the Houston Rockets did for James Harden in terms of in terms of payment, in terms of getting certain players and this and that and the third. And everybody keeps try to gas me up. We're talking about, hey, Harden took a pay cut for them. No, Harden took a pay cut because it was all part of a plan that him and Daryl Morey had to get whatchamacallit out of there, and they wanted to bring Mike D'Antoni in. Why you think PJ Tucker got 3 years, 30-something, 40-something mil, almost? So there's a reason for that. They tried to rebuild Houston and Philly. They both was really in on it. The thing that I don't believe Daryl Morey did him dirty on purpose. I just thought he left out some force. He wasn't ready to tell James Harden that Philly wasn't going to pay him. So
then that's purposefully. That was purposefully.
Yeah, that was purposefully. But at the same time, what was going through his mind when Philly said, "Yo, no, we're not repaying him," he's got to find a way to keep James Harden. Now that's where the lie started to come in. Right after that, when he didn't tell James Harden that they didn't want to pay him, when he didn't say that, when he didn't allow him to test the free agent market, all of that stuff. Now that I agree with it, now that is a part of the lie. Daryl Morey was 100% in the wrong, but I don't give a damn because why?
Of course, because of what he did to the Nets.
Not just as a Nets fan, but as a fan of the game. James Harden, man, I don't want to even go as far as saying that he deserved this, but damn it, he deserved it. You know why? Because he's gonna put on that fat suit anyway. If it had Daryl Morey did tell him the truth, he was gonna put on that fat suit anyway, and he was gonna come in off season. Whether Daryl Morey lied to him or told him the truth, James Harden was gonna find a way to get his way out of Philadelphia. He was gonna find a way, whether he signed the player op or he didn't sign the player op. James Harden was gonna find a way
to get his way and try to
to
maneuver
get his
his way
way.
out of Philly.
That's the
It was
thing
one
to
of the
get
James Harden
his
was
way.
hell bent on it. Didn't matter about money. James Harden was hell bent on getting his way with or without the money. That's what was going to happen. This is about James Harden doing what he did to Houston. This is what it was about. And we all know coming into this season, whether Daryl Morey lied to him or told him the truth, James Harden was going to be the fat man again coming in training camp and do what he did in Houston. We all know this. So we could all be sad and talk about, man, like, yo, Daryl Morey lied to me.
Like, screw James Harden, man. Yeah,
Yes,
like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Screw James Harden, man. But
because he was gonna bend over and gave a kiss my ass to the organization anyway.
We're gonna
Harden.
move up to this James Harden thing, man. I'm tired of talking about James Harden. James Harden, yeah, you're right. His situation is what he asked for when he asked to be traded from the Brooklyn Nets, man. So
exactly,
good for you. But we're gonna get into the Giants, man. You know what I'm saying?
This is where Giants, I got to see myself out, man.
Giants got a preseason game coming up, man. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to you, man. Leave real quick, man. My actual football question before you go. What's your take on Jordan Love, man? Do you think Jordan Love, what you've seen out of Jordan Love, you think he could be the answer for the Packers? Leaf, by the way, is a Packers fan.
Yeah, I think Jordan Love played pretty well. I think he was in the 2 drives that he played against Cincinnati. I did watch a bit of that game. I was more impressed with the defense because I said if we still running the same nickel defense that we ran with Dom Capers in those 3-4 sets, 4-3 sets where we leave the middle wide open and we giving up 3rd and 20s, that's going to be the downbreaker. Offensively, I think we're going to be okay in terms of opening up the playbook a lot more because, like, the thing is, I think Jordan Love is going to do everything he needs to do, like in terms of like just doing the little things, and he's looking pretty okay. I don't really expect too much from him. The Lions is going to be a class of our division, but Jordan Love, I think Jordan Love is going to be okay. I don't really expect too many big things for him, man, but I think he's going to be okay. I'll leave it at okay for now, man. And this year is going to be it's going to be a growing year, man. I think Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon is going to have most of the load offensively with the running game, man, and then we get a chance to use that. And from there, Jordan Love could be like sort of a managed type guy and just do the little things and do them to a T and be good at that. But defensively is where we're going to rise if we want to move anywhere. But yeah,
I think the Packers could be a sleeper team, actually, man. And you said it's because they're a defense. You know what I'm saying? They've had a pretty good defense, man, for a few years in a row now. You know what I mean? And if Jordan Love can lose you guys games.
I need people to stop lying. To listen. We had the 26th ranked defense last year. That's not a good defense. But listen, the defense.
I mean,
as far as personnel, we have defensive players, but it's all about putting the defense together and having a collective unit. You know what I'm saying? To have that 11-man tandem, and that's gonna make the tackles and make the plays on the 3rd downs and get the 3 and outs and stop giving up big yards on 3rd downs. I don't know if people know this, man, but over the years, we have given up the most 3rd and long plays outside of maybe the Raiders. Outside of maybe the Raiders and maybe another team, man, we have given up some big plays on 3rd downs. So we got a problem on defense. If we could fix that, short hold on defense, man. I think we'll be fine. But
I think they're a sleeper team, man. I think they're a sleeper team, man. You know what I'm saying?
We could be, but I mean,
Jordan Love just don't need to lose y'all games, man. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Jordan Love. I don't think
division is not like a beast
Yeah.
division. You know what I'm saying? Detroit is good, but they can be beat. Minnesota can be beat, and the Bears are still rebuilding, in my opinion, man. So Packers could be okay. They could possibly be one of those teams that get slept on, man, and end up, as like a 7th seed in the playoffs, man.
Hey, one more thing, Ben, before I go, man. Listen. Can the Giants beat the Dallas Cowboys twice this year?
Yes,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Will they beat the
We're
Giants?
gonna
Will
beat
they
them.
beat the
We're
Dallas
going.
Cowboys twice a year?
We're
Yes.
going to beat them.
Yes.
Yes.
Y'all
Leaf,
going
leaf,
okay? All right, I'm gonna
leaf,
hold
leaf,
y'all to
leaf,
that. They said
leaf,
they are
leaf,
going
leaf,
to beat the Dallas Cowboys twice
leaf.
this
Let
year.
me say this to you, okay? And I've been saying it for the longest while.
Uh-huh.
Giants are going 13-4, 4 and
Oh,
2 in their division. Their
oh,
4 losses will be to Seattle,
uh-huh.
Miami, and they will split with Washington and Philadelphia. So
Mm.
that means I'm expecting them to take care of business against the Dallas Cowboys.
You got 13 wins for this
Yes.
Giants team.
And they're going to come in second in the NFC East only to the Eagles because of that.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna be back here, man. Listen,
Believe it, man.
I tell you
Believe
what.
it, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Believe
be back.
it.
I'm gonna be back here, man. Because listen, the Giants over the years, man. Like I think they've been one of those teams that, like, you listen when you're not paying attention to them, they could roll up on you. But the
That's
Jets
it.
is one team I don't believe in ever. Like I refuse. I mean, but the
I'm
Giants.
with you on that.
The Giants is for as a Packer fan, they kind of been one of those annoying like teams, man. That's just all right. If they end, it's one of those. All right, they could get the momentum and they could do some things, man. Like, but the Jets, I don't believe in at all, man. Like, I don't give a damn who they get, bro. Like, it's the Jets. I've seen this episode of Friends before. I've seen it years ago, man, when they got Brett Favre and they tried to holler then, man, and I'm not believing
Yeah.
it. I refuse.
Yeah.
But appreciate it, Coach, man, for dropping name in the chat, man, dropping my channel in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it, Pop, man. We're gonna
No
get
doubt,
back
bro.
on we're gonna get back to this New York thing, man. We're gonna get back to this Brooklyn thing.
No doubt.
Shout out to everybody that support the Nets pages, man. Nets Kingdom, Nets Forever, man. Listen, everybody on Twitter, and I'll see you guys soon, man. I'm gonna go charge this thing, and I'm gonna continue to watch it. I'm in the chat, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Leaf, man. No doubt, man.
Thank you, Leaf,
For
bro.
real, man. Go sub up to my man Leaf, man. You know what I'm saying? Link in the chat, man. Like I said, man, good brother, man. You know what I mean? But let's get into these Giants, man. You know what I'm saying? Save the best for last here, so to speak, man. Not gonna talk too much about the baseball teams. They suck. They stink. Both of them. Yankees, Mets. Yankees probably ain't making the playoffs. Neither the Mets. So we'll keep the discussion light.
When you talk about the Yankees, I will tell you a rumor that I read, and I'm interested if it will happen. But go ahead.
Okay. We'll spill it after we get done with the Giants conversation real quick. So Giants, just recap, man. If you guys don't watch, I do Giants conversations on Sundays, so I kind of recap the game Sunday. But you know what I'm saying? Giants lost preseason game 21-16 to the Detroit Lions. No one cares about the score. You know, we're just looking at our young talent on the roster. John Michael Schmitz played a pretty good amount of snaps, man. He looked pretty good as far as his pass protection. You know what I'm saying? So wasn't getting bullied around, man. I definitely thought Trey Hawkins looked good on the defense. Deontay Banks, I feel like it was okay. And Jalen Hyatt didn't do a lot, but if you guys go and check out Big Pat's breakdown of Hyatt, he actually didn't play. He actually played pretty well for what they was asking him to do. You know what I mean? I think Tyrod missed him. What would have been a wide open touchdown pass. So Big Blue in the Bronx, Alex, what's up, man? What's popping, my G? Appreciate you, man. I'm gonna get to your question in a minute, Nimar. But just recapping the game, man. You know what I seen from this team, man, is they got some talent in the secondary. Trey Hawkins, it's young talent. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have their growing pains, I'm sure, man. But Trey Hawkins, Deontay Banks, Jason Pinnock, and Dane Belton all showed out pretty well in the preseason game, man. And I'm thinking, man, that this is going to be a pretty darn good secondary, man. Once these kids get really start to gel and get acclimated to the speed of the game, you know, particularly the rookies Banks and Hawkins, man. That allows you to move Adoree into the slot. They didn't show a lot on offense. I felt like, you know, none of the starters played, you know, other than Hyatt, the rookie. And I think Isaiah Hodgins got in the game for a little bit. So not too much. We were kind of paying attention to the offensive line. Like I said, Smith's our backup tackle depth is not great. When you got Matt Pert out there, Wyatt Davis, Corey Cunningham getting beat like a drum by Detroit's second and third teamers. So a lot of work to do there, man. But definitely got another preseason game coming up here, Giants versus Panthers on the 18th. What are we going to be looking for? Well, Coach, do you believe, first of all, let's start here. Do you believe the starters are going to play in this game, Giants and Panthers? Have you heard anything on that front?
All indications look like it's going to be the starters are going to play. You know, Dable did say that, you know, they were looking to, depending on how practice goes, have Daniel Jones play. So, you know, there is the possibility. I think they're going to be playing because you have to get them some preseason work. Now, the question is, are you doing it this game or are you doing it next game? Because there is the week in between the regular season. So, you know, do you want to give them 2 weeks off in a sense, or do you want to give them a week off? So, but then again, do you want a chance in that game where, you know what, right before your season starts? So right now it's indicating to me that, you know, you're going to go against the Panthers and you're going to see your starters play there. So, and what I'm looking for is, you know, I'm looking for improved play from the tackle position. Number one, we need the tackles to play better. I mean, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Sorry.
No, you good.
We need the tackles to definitely play better than what we just saw, you know, this past week. So, I'm also looking for the inside linebackers. I mean, right now it looks like they're pointing to McFadden starting.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
interesting, man. Because all I heard when Beavers comes back, when Beavers, and
Beavers is also coming off of an injury, so it's still going to take him time. But McFadden has been, you know, yes, he still missed a couple of tackles. There's things that he has to clean up, but he's playing a little bit more with confidence. He's playing a little bit better overall, so I'm looking for that. The slot cornerback, that's number one on my list right now. And if it has to be Adoree, then please just let it be Adoree. But, you know, I was looking at the projected 53 roster on the Giants website, and Darnay Holmes is projected to be the starting nickel, and that's going to bother me. That's going to bother me. But to slightly defend Darnay Holmes, Cordell Flott didn't. The job was his, and he didn't take it. He did not take command of the.
He's not looking good right now. He's definitely not underwhelming right now.
Exactly. So right now is our tackle position. You know, for me, that's the biggest thing. You know, how are our tackles developing? You know, of course, everyone's going to say Neal. You know, so yes, Neal is going to be a big selling point. You know, how is he doing? Is he coming off a protocol also? You know, he has to practice tomorrow to be able to play in the game.
Yeah,
if he doesn't play, then I don't expect him to play at all. So, and then that means that leaves it's going to be either Matt Pert or Corey Cunningham. You know, someone posted an argument that
you want to put him out there. Oh man, with Daniel Jones out there.
Who do you have? Who do you have? That's the question that you need to ask.
Man, they better be running some real vanilla stuff. I'm talking like
it's not even a matter of vanilla, but it's a matter of who do you have?
Get rid of that football quick, man, because Matt Pert is a turnstile out there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, gee whiz, he was getting destroyed, man. Corey Cunningham was too, man. But
yeah,
I mean,
I mean, again, my biggest thing is going to be the offensive line. How are we doing? The guards. What are we getting out of the guards?
Mm-hmm.
Because we definitely have to have some improved play out of the guards. Um,
Mm-hmm.
right now, I think it's going to be Bredesen to start and probably Glowinski.
Mm-hmm.
Azudo, he still has things he has to clean up a lot. He's still, doing some of the same
Yeah.
mistakes.
Yeah.
So, but that's what I'm looking for in terms of the interior line. I'm not worried about Schmitty. Schmitty is locked in for
He
me.
gonna be all right. Yeah, he
Yeah.
gonna be all right. He gonna be all right.
So
Nimmer says, guys, how many yards do you think Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley will run this year? 1 million yards.
Saquon will probably give you. I'll split because I would say in between 11 and 13. So I'm just going to say 1,200 yards. It's probably going to give you he's probably going to try and go for 10 touchdowns. In the run game, Daniel Jones, I'm thinking he's going to get almost like what he did, 500 to 700. So I'll split it 600 yards rushing, and he's
What
in
up, bro?
rushing
What's good with you,
touchdowns.
Lou?
What's up, Lou? In rushing touchdowns, I think he's probably going to give you anywhere 5 to 7, 5 to 7, somewhere there. So
Yeah, I think DJ will have at least 4,000 combined yards rushing and passing. If I had to put a number on his run totals, I think he gets around 700, 700. I don't think they will run him as much this year, man, because they're going to be passing the ball a little bit more. So definitely think his rushing totals could take a dip, while the passing totals could take a rise a little bit, man. But Lou, man, what's your thoughts, man? If you want to chime in and answer Nimra's question, man, what's your expectations for DJ and Saquon, man, as far as their total yards are concerned this year?
I actually made a YouTube short about this earlier today.
I seen that about Saquon.
That's how I know you.
Yeah.
That's how I know you ain't subscribed no more, Nimmer. I think that Saquon Barkley is going to be used way more in the passing game this year. Don't be surprised if he ends up with like 800 receiving yards.
800, man. That's so do you think his rushing totals take a dip? We're talking like maybe like 1,000 rushing or 1,100 rushing, and
probably like 900 to 1,100 rushing and like 800 receiving.
Okay.
I don't think he'll just miss the 2,000 yard mark total because he'll be receiving more. But I think he'll get a lot of receiving yards simply because if you throw it to him in the flat, he can make a few guys miss and take it for 60 yards.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? As opposed to trying to bowl through the defensive line, and I think they'll use him more in the Alvin Kamara type capacity because he's a good route runner. And once he's out in space with the ball, that's what you want.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know what I'm saying? And man, I seen the clip, man. Pat posted, man, with Sterling Shepard, man. Shep looks good, man. And it's gonna be a battle, man, between him and Cole Beasley, man. Because I don't know, man, if they both make the team. And it looks like Cole Beasley's gonna be here. He's gonna be on the team. I'm pretty sure of that. The way
through the receivers. Go through the receivers and look.
Shep's last injury was all on his own. Nobody even touched him. And when it gets to that point, it's scary. You've had numerous lower body injuries. You've had numerous concussions. I don't think you've played a full healthy season in 4 years. So, this regime didn't draft you. And this is a what have you done for me lately league. So don't be surprised if Shep is not a member of the 53-man roster.
Go through the receivers and take a look. That's all I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
Because, if you keep, even at 7 or 8, whatever it is, he's one of those 7 at least. At minimum, he's one of the 7. If you go through and you look at all the receivers. Yep. Go through and look at the receivers.
So you got
And that's
Darius Slayton.
Oh, don't
You
get me wrong. I
got
love Sterling Shepard.
no, I'm
But
not
I'm
saying
just
you
saying,
Wandale.
don't be surprised if they do get rid of him. Is
I'm
all I'm
looking at the
saying.
numbers. I was just looking at the numbers in terms of the receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
But you
haven't.
got to think too. They got Darren Waller and Lawrence Cager as well, who can both can act as wide receivers. So they may keep more. They may keep 4 tight ends.
Lawrence Cager was actually scouted by Dable in high school as a receiver.
Here you go. I'm going to look at this. All right.
Did you know that? Lawrence
No, I
Dable
didn't.
scouted. Brian Dable scouted Lawrence Cager since high school as a receiver.
Alex makes a good point. Says Shep has outside threat versatility. That's why they may keep him. That's true.
A fact.
That's
You
true.
got Paris Campbell, Wandale Robinson, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, Jalen Hyatt, Isaiah Hodgins. And then you have Jamison Crowder, Bryce Ford Wheaton, and Colin Johnson battling for, if you're going to go 7. If you're going to go 8, then those 3 are battling for the last 2 spots. That's why, you know what, Shep, I'm not saying, it's a lock, and I'm not saying I would be surprised, but he has the opportunity to make the roster, man. He has a good opportunity to make that roster.
He definitely has a good opportunity. He knows he has chemistry with DJ. He's the biggest cheerleader on the team. He's the heart and soul of that offense, aside from Barkley. And as far as morale goes, he's like everybody in the locker room loves him. So that's also a big component of it. But at the end of the day, these guys have no attachment to him because they didn't draft him.
No, exactly. No, I was just looking at the numbers. That's really what I was looking at. If you go through the receivers and you take a look, we always talked about, we have 14, 15 receivers, but
right
when you look at it, it's like, okay, Jeff Smith is gone now.
Jeff Smith, that's the thing. I think that's what like in my mind I was thinking about. Like, I know there's another guy out there, but it's Jeff Smith. You know what I'm saying? Because he was the guy they brought in for special teams. So out of those receivers,
there's another one too, Johnson.
Yeah, I said Colin Johnson.
Colin Johnson, he said Colin
Johnson, and who's the last one that I said? Jamison Crowder. Those 3 are going to be fighting either for 1 or 2 spots. That's why I said Shepard is, in terms of numbers, I think
Bryce Ford Wheaton did not look good. He did not look good at all in that preseason game. So I don't think he's ready. Talented, but he's not. He doesn't look quite ready right now.
No.
So yeah, he could be a practice squad candidate if he makes it through waivers. Also, Colin Johnson, man. Isn't he banged up again? So I don't know. So his injuries may cost him.
Yep.
Yeah. So you got a good point. It looks like Shep has a pretty good path to a roster spot. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether he can stay on the roster, meaning stay healthy, is something else. Yeah, right. That's what I mean. If he can stay on the roster, is a whole other question. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Sterling Shepard. He looks pretty good out there, man.
Pause.
On the field, man. On the field, damn it. On the field, man. But yeah, what are you looking for, man? This next preseason game, man. Given that the starters might play for a little bit.
Same thing I wanted to see and failed to see in the first preseason game. I want to see our offensive line push their defensive line around, and I want to see our defensive line push their offensive line around. If I can see that consistently through preseason, then I know our regular season is going to be fine.
Yeah.
Because the playbook, I have no doubt in. I need to see if we can win our trench battles.
Yeah, man. I agree, man. Definitely with this defensive line, man, because I have high expectations for this D line, man, given all the talent that they've added. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man, if Dex, Leo, and KT, any of these guys get any action in this game. But if they do, man, I'm right there with you, man. You know what I'm saying? Those guys got to show out, man. You know what I'm saying? And the Panthers' offensive line is Not great. To
John
be
Michael
light
Smith
about it.
looked good. Corey Cunningham looked like he should be taken out back and put out of his misery. For real, bro. That shit was. I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit, man.
Matt Pert,
That-
atrocity.
Wyatt Davis.
Dwight Davis.
No,
Mind
he
you,
was
I will
bad.
say
was
that
really
they pushed.
bad.
They played him out of position because he was always practicing at guard. So I didn't take that into consideration initially. He's always practiced at guard, and then basically they were down to tackle, so he slid out and tried to do a yeoman's job, but it just didn't work. So please, if you're going to keep this guy on the roster, no more tackle. No, keep him at the guard.
Davis
But
is a guard, man. Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
but
Yeah. If anything, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure he should be on the roster, but you know what I'm saying? But
no, Wyatt
hopefully,
Davis is a decent guard. He should never ever line up at tackle ever again, whether on left or right side.
yeah, you got Ben Bredesen, you got Azudu, you got Marcus McKeithen, and even Shane Lemieux. I'm keeping all those guys over Wyatt Davis.
Oh, of course.
I don't know about Lemieux over Davis. I've never been a fan of
Lemieux.
Lemieux.
But Lemieux is a decent guard when healthy in the run game.
I call him
in the pass protection. But pass protection,
his name is Lepew.
But in run defense, I mean in the run game, man, he's actually did a pretty good job. But it's a toss up, man. At that, you know what I'm saying. I'm still keeping the first three over both of those guys, and that's Bredesen. What's my man's name? McKeithen and Azudu.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm gonna go ahead and say this on air. I don't give a damn what anybody that's coming got to say. Montclair is the best choice. So I'm gonna go ahead and send you mine and Jay Lay's portion this week, Thursday.
Okay. All right. We just everybody else got to get on board, and you know what I'm saying.
I mean, shit.
It's got to be conjoint effort. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's 1,300. I'm gonna give you 450 real quick. So, you know what I'm saying? That takes a third of it out the way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
if
four other niggas can't come up with $800, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of, man, let me show you guys the new website here,
come
man.
up with $800 I know something.
Before we
I'm saying.
Before we wrap up the show, man, let me show you guys the website, man. Got our new website up, man. Go Travels. We are number one for sports travel. Check it out. So this is not the right number or the right email.
He said got the new website up. Then he said this is not the right number. This is
it's there though, man. But check it out, man. If you go to special events, man, we got this is what I want you to see, Lou. Big Blue Crew block party right here. So that's on our website, or Go Travels website. And then you can click here. And this is the right information, okay? So right here. So you know what I'm saying? You can click here, your first, last name, email, and then submit. We'll get back to you and give you a quote. Team Sports Travel. That is for youth travel teams. You see here, youth, adult schools. Things loading slow. But this is information here. So you can see it. So again, click there and you can takes you to the same form and you just fill out your information. So
That particular picture right there is for all the thoughts that be going on girls' trips, cheating on their men. You can go watch the guys play volleyball, get your freak on, and then go back home and kiss your husband. Okay? Go to GoTravel.com to get your freakathon on and freak Nick and your girls' weeks. Okay?
But here's our different packages. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of like a basic package right here, rookie adventure package.
On the package.
This one you get this one you get a little bit more. The mid-level. And this one is kind of like, you know, you're going all out. You know what I'm saying? VIPs, behind the scenes, all that good stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So definitely hit the contact, give us a shout. So just want to show y'all that, man. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all like it, man. And yeah, we ready to go, man. We are ready to go, man. Up and running, man. Go Travels, man. Go to for sports travel. See, got my man Rodney here, man. NFL draft, man. Of course, you know how we do, man. So shout out to Go Travel. Shout out to the Big Blue Crew, man. For real, man. Shout out to the Big Blue Crew, man. You know what I'm saying? Nuna says, how many guys are going to the Washington football game or the Cowboys game? I won't be at either. We're going to the Jets-Giants game, Nimar.
We were going to the Giants-Washington game, but we pushed it back a week to the Jets game.
Yeah.
Because we're going to do the
Jets-Giants game makes more sense, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it should be a premier game, you know what I'm saying? Actually, you know what I'm saying? Because I expect both teams to be pretty good this year. So
I don't. I expect the Giants to be good. I expect the Jets to be the Jets.
Not with the Jets, huh?
Yeah, I expect the Jets to be the Jets. It's sort of like, okay. When you in the neighborhood growing up, right? And Coach can attest to this. Everybody knew who the winos were in front of the store, right? Everybody knew who the dope boys was on the corner. Or, you know what I'm saying, on the stoop or whatever. Everybody knew who the prostitutes was. Everybody knew who the dudes that was going to do B&Es. Everybody knew who the dudes that was going to do stick-ups. And everybody dealt with each other in the parameters of what they were. You know what I'm saying? You trust the stick-up kid to be a stick-up kid. You trust the dope boy to be a dope boy. You trust the junkie to be a junkie. You trust the con man to be a con man. Well, I trust the Jets to be the Jets. A bunch of damn bums.
Oh man, even without adding Dalvin Cook, still don't trust him.
Don't nobody do the not a nair nutter like the Jets don't do not a nair nutter. Shit. Brett Favre couldn't do nothing, and Aaron Rodgers
saying
the
movie. I never forget that line.
How high?
And was it How High? Was it the Adam Sandler movie? He's like the goddamn Jets. It was Big Daddy, yeah, because the little kid was like, "Who you pulling for?" He was like, "The goddamn Jets." That's who they are, the goddamn Jets. Oh man, but yeah, man. But for real, man, the Jets got high expectations, man. So going to the Jets-Giants game made more sense. Man. But
Jets got
hopefully you could come out.
They've got high hopes.
Yeah, man. They I like it, man, because it takes the noise off of the Giants. Like
everybody's tripping over themselves because of Karen Rodgers, but
right, yeah. I do like it because of that, man.
And DJ is gonna silently kill everybody. While everybody's worried about why the Jets are bombing, even though they have Aaron Rodgers and Dalvin Cook, and the whole talk is gonna be, I can't believe the Jets are 0-3, even with Aaron Rodgers and Lazard and Dalvin Cook.
Could be 0-3. Coach was running down the schedule. It's a tough schedule.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you. And they're gonna end up 0-3. Giants gonna be like 3-0, and everybody's gonna be like, oh my goodness, who would have thunk? We did. The Big Blue Crew did.
Absolutely, man. You know what I'm saying?
Look
13-4, man.
The Big Blue Crew.
Coach said,
at 13-4. I said 11-6.
I said
somebody else
12
said
and
12 and
5.
5. Yeah, like
I
none
said
of our
12 and
predictions
5.
is
Yeah.
weak. You know what I'm saying? So, like, y'all already know we coming in this year confident. We got depth, we got competition, we got the right coaches, we got the right attitude, and guess what? We got New York attitude. We're gonna kick the shit out of everybody.
Facts, man. Facts, man. It's heart of the city, man. Hit that damn like button, y'all. Appreciate that, Lou, man. That was strong right there. You know what I'm saying? New York attitude, word. You know what I'm saying? Let's go Giants, bruh. You know what I mean? So we do have high expectations for this team, for real, man. And looking around, man, you know, it's a good chance, man, that, you know, like I said, we could be in that NFC Championship game. I expect us to, man, you know what I'm saying, with a chance to go to the Super Bowl this year. Will it happen? We'll see. You know what I'm saying? But that's as far as I'm going to get my prediction right now. NFC Championship game is the floor.
Man, back on my shit. 11 and 6 is the minimum we going. We're going to run through the playoffs. We're going to hoist the Lombardi, and everybody going to be like, and I'll be like, I told you, old bitch ass nigga.
Oh man, before we get out of here, man, Coach, man, what you got on the WNBA, man? I know you pumped up over there with the game, man. What's going on, man, with the Liberty?
Liberty are leading the Vegas Aces in the Commissioner Cup right now. 72-57 with 4:30 left in the fourth quarter.
Let's go.
So I got a quick question. Does WNBA stand for Women's Naked Boobs and Asses? Because every time I see them, they dressed. I'm upset by this.
Yeah, I like that one though. I like that one. But yeah, the Liberty. I mean, it's a physical game. The Aces, for the most part, are playing very physically against the Liberty, but you know, the Liberty are hitting what they're known for is 3-pointers, and they're hitting a lot of 3-pointers.
How's Brianna doing?
Coach, we got to start calling the ladies lingerie football league. Me and you got to start calling those games. Now, those games are worth watching.
That's gonna have to be on like a Patreon page or something like that, because that would be definitely
Look, I'm gonna tell you, I've been following the lingerie league for years, man.
We can call it on Rumble.
Yeah, there you go.
Whatever.
There you go. Yeah, because it ain't gonna fly on YouTube.
The only thing is,
especially not with YouTube. Especially not with YouTube.
Gotta have at least 25 followers on Rumble in order to go live. That's the only thing. I think I only got like.
Well, we got 25 members of the Big Blue Crew, man. I'm just not on Rumble, man, but I'll sign up and follow you for sure.
Yeah, you know it's free. It's the same thing as YouTube. It was designed by YouTube's creators. It's free.
Yeah, people getting tired of being censored. That's what it is.
So you can go on Rumble and be like, yo mama, yo elemental P gang,
But yeah, that's what's happening with the Liberty. Right now, also in terms of the MVP race, right now it's coming down to 3 players: Aja Wilson from the Aces, Brianna Stewart from the Liberty, and what's her name from the Connecticut Sun. She's I think her last name is Turner. She's basically a triple-double machine, so that's why she's in the race. But it's really going to come down to Wilson and Brianna Stewart. And to be honest, I think whoever wins head-to-head is going to end up winning that. So,
what's the season series right now between the Aces? Is it 1-1?
1-1 right now. Now you have the Commissioner's Cup. Now Thursday they play again in a regular season game, and then they have one more at the end of the season. So they play each other 5 times with the Commissioner's Cup this year. So that's what's happening there. The WNBA is also looking into expansion. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert actually went out to Denver, and she did a tour there. Checking out the facilities in the city and everything there. So the WNBA is looking to expand to, I don't know if it's going to be 2 more teams, or 4 more. More likely, it's probably going to be 2. So,
what cities are they looking at? Do you know?
Well, I know they're looking at
Denver,
Denver is one. A lot of the same NBA cities. I don't know if
makes
it's. Let me
sense.
see. Let me see. Does the article say? Does she's giving up in some point? Yeah, no specifics has been announced. It's just right now she's looking at Denver. That's one of the
Jersey.
Yeah, so
Coach, you gonna want to kick us out. We gonna act the fool when we get there. Coach gonna be like, y'all got to get the hell up out of here. Y'all got to go back to y'all place.
No, you good. I feel you. So, but yeah, that's what they're doing there. And power rankings right now: Aces 1, Liberty 2, Connecticut Suns 3, Dallas Wings 4, Minnesota Lynx 5, Washington Mystics 6, Atlanta Dreams 7, the Sparks are 8, Chicago is 9, Seattle is 10, the Phoenix Mercury are 11, and the Indiana Fever come in last at 12. So it's a top heavy league right now between the first 3 teams: New York, Connecticut, and the Aces. So, but it's still some good basketball. I love it. I love watching all the games, the stories, the intrigue, everything. So that's pretty much it in the WNBA. And in college, it's the same thing right now. We're still trying to see what's going to be the next team or league that's going to, bring other teams in. Right
What's
now,
your thoughts on the
Pac-12
rankings, Coach? I know they came out then they come out with the
Yeah, I didn't look at it.
the rankings.
I didn't really look at it right now because
I think Georgia was 1.
Georgia's going to be number 1. I expect that. So, but again, I didn't really dive into that, because of all the realignment and
That's cool.
I'm trying to wonder what's happening.
What's happened to that next week?
Yeah, I was wondering what's happening with the Pac-12 or Pac-4. Because right now the debate is, are they going to merge with the Mountain West?
You a 14. I'm sorry, you're a 14 league. You can't be a pack. You gotta scrap that whole name, son.
No, I know. Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, they looked at the ACC and they didn't get the votes, to really go into it. It's just been put on hold. But right now, I expect them to either merge with the American, or if the Mountain West comes to its senses and really looks at it, they'll just go there because it makes sense there because it's all West Coast teams. So so that's right now. Teams are getting ready for the start of the season. We got literally, I think, about 2 weeks left before teams can play games. So 2 weeks. We got college football in 2 weeks.
All right,
so
let's go.
I'm ready for it. So I'm excited. So that's
doubt,
pretty much it. Oh, and Rutgers, they named their starting quarterback before training camp started, and it's just the normal battles, going on. I'm really going to see more. They had their scrimmage, and it was, pretty much balanced across the board. Offense made plays, defense made plays, but I'm waiting until the first game against Northwestern to really get a true indication of where Rutgers is. So, and that's it. That's all I have.
Okay. Good shit, Coach, man. Appreciate you, bro. You know what I mean? But yeah, no doubt, man. We're gonna get on up out of here, man. I got a long day tomorrow, so I'm gonna turn it in a little bit early, man. But definitely, man, shout out to the Big Blue Crew. Shout out to Lou. Shout out to Coach Ed, man. Go subscribe to both of their channels, man. You know what I'm saying? Leather to the Face, man. Always fire, man. Yeah. Love that shit. That's my shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely, man. Links
Check
is
out
in the
my
description of the
Shopify
chat.
store. I now have my merch. You know what I'm saying? You just go to my YouTube channel. It's under any of my videos. I got the toboggans, the hoodies, the t-shirts, snapbacks, fitteds, coffee mugs. Holla at me.
Okay, most definitely,
and it's embroidered.
man.
It's embroidered. It ain't like vinyl stick on. It's the real. So the hoodie got the embroider on it. The toboggan got the embroidered on it. So
I got a dude I just had a meeting with, man. That's going to do our Go Travels stuff, man. And it's embroidered, like you said, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Most definitely, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to the chat, man. Neymar, man. I could give a damn less what Elon Musk does, man. That dude's a billionaire. He's gonna do whatever the fuck he wants. So,
There's a lot behind that. Pay attention
Twitter.
to that.
I know it's some subliminal shit. Yeah, I pay attention. You already know.
Planet Nibiru was known as Planet X.
Yeah, I know it's subliminal, but we can't really discuss that. We'll talk about that shit in the back chat, man.
Oh wow, I missed that.
But yeah, shout out to you, Neymar, man. Shout out to Alex, Big Blue in the Bronx, man. Go sub up to Alex, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Levance, man. Shout out to Next Shift. Shout out to Almighty Finesse.
Before we get out of here, remember the Yankees?
Okay.
I heard a rumor that if things keep spiraling the way it is, that even Cashman may not make it, and they might even bring in Derek Jeter as the GM. So let's keep a lookout for that. So
do it.
Alex, if he's still in there, he could probably tell us more. But that's something that I read a little bit earlier today, and you know what? I got amped up when I heard that. Yo, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. If you getting rid of Cashman,
up out of here, man.
Big Apple.
I'm up out of here.
The Big Apple.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Right.
Yeah, Gig, that's good news, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll tap into that more next week, man. For real. Hold on to that one, Coach. But yeah, man, appreciate all y'all for coming through, chopping it up. Tommy, Tudo, appreciate everybody. Leaf, man. And Jawan, appreciate all y'all, man. But we're gonna get on up out of here, man. Gonna leave you with sponsor commercial, man, and the Big Blue Crew outro. Till next time, y'all. Peace.
Shadow Worlds Radio, a radio media outlet. The Read and Attack Show, Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports. Go Travels, the go-to for all your sporting events. Wise Consulting Solutions, the wise choice for a better future. The Big Blue Crew, the best damn sports network on YouTube.
This is a Big Blue Crew production.